Hi. So our streams are just setting up right now. Good. Testing. If you're listening to this as a recording, welcome to our tribe. We're here to support working parents, moms on mat leave, parents with ambitions, and little kids. So I'll give this a couple of seconds to make sure that all our streams are working. Stay on to learn a few tips for your relationship and what we do here at Pros and Babes. So happy Friday, everyone. I'm Kinia Romanowska. I'm a mom of two, and I'm the CEO of Pros and Babes, where we help ambitious moms on mat leave align their goals and ambitions with their roles as mothers successfully. And we want you to gain the right mindset and the right skills and control and organization for working motherhood, as well as the confidence to know that you're protecting your career and income during your maternity leave. We also have a team of 6 who joined us in the last few weeks. They're serving their hearts out because they believe in working moms, whether they have kids or not. They all admire their moms very much. I saw some of their wishes for Mother's Day coming up and it almost made me cry this morning. So please say hi in the comments. I'm here on 3 streams on our Facebook business page, on Instagram, on our Facebook internal group. So if you're watching this video as a recording at a later time, please know that you are welcome to our tribe. Now, today I'm here to tell you about how you can use mat leave positively for your career, how we're here to support you, how to use this group, what to expect, and who we are, a little bit about our team. And before I get into any of the details of our program, I wanted to start by giving you off a tip to make your day better. So I've been posting these tips, and one that I really got a lot of feedback on was about perpetual conflict and domestic labor and your relationship with your spouse, right? So right now we're trapped, all of us, many of us are spending a lot of time at home with our spouse, and that can lead to conflict about the domestic labor and the mental load and the emotional labor. And I've had many conversations with my own spouse on the topic, even though we are very good partners to each other. And we learned that 67% of conflict is perpetual. So I'm a very solutions focused person, right? I think that there's a way to solve any problem that's out there. But when I realized that some aspects of my relationship with my spouse we won't be able to solve, we just decided that we're going to laugh about it and use humor and, strengthen our relationship through humor and lean into our strengths, because I'm the organizer and my spouse is the chill guy. And when I posted this as a daily tip, so many of you wrote to me and said that's what I needed to hear. So if you're facing any conflict with your spouse right now in these difficult circumstances, right? If you're facing that conflict, remember some of it is perpetual, and that's part of being in a relationship and in a marriage. And it's so important to understand that. I even noticed with my son this morning, I was getting really busy for a day of work, and he tuned into my stress and acted completely differently. So if you're going to be working parents and you're going to have that stress, remember some of the conflict you're going to have is perpetual, and that doesn't make you bad partners and bad spouses and bad parents, okay? So you can manage that. That's my tip for today. If you want more on this topic, please feel free to send me a direct message. So in our programming yesterday with the moms on mat leave, we talked about emotional labor. We talked about dropping the ball, right? Dropping the ball. So for all of you who kind of like to be perfectionists and get things done and have everything under control, this is a good resource. And you can direct message me and I will send you a spreadsheet that we use to work on these elements, just to put a bit of improvement in our lives and our relationships. So yeah, I'm getting more questions on resources. Thank you for that. Well, I love information from the Gottman Institute. So if you want to do some work for your relationship right now, Gottman is where that statistic comes from, the 67% of conflict being perpetual in your relationship. The Gottman Institute has some quizzes and some pages that you can tune into and some tips just to strengthen your relationship right away, because we all probably need that. So there you go. So that's my tip for the day. Now, I want you to know that at Pros and Babes, we understand that maternity leave, becoming a parent, becoming a working mom can be a beautiful, transformative, chaotic, rapturous time. And that's why we're here for you. So you don't have to navigate that alone. You go from having a very stimulating job, right? You have structure in your day. You put on your makeup, you put on your clothes, you get into your car. Well, we did, at least in the past. Now, maybe you do that to get into your basement office. But work gives structure to your day, right? When you become a parent, those first few weeks can feel so chaotic. They can feel so chaotic. You have to restructure how you live your life, and it's a learning curve, and you can miss those intellectual conversations with adults, and you can wonder, how am I going to use my brain? Am I going to miss out on promotions? Are they going to forget about me at work? What about my earnings? What about my income? I feel lonely. Wow, all day is about baby. I love my baby, but I miss my work. So that's why we're here with Pros and Babes, so you don't have to navigate any of that by yourself, right? It's a time where you're over the moon about being a parent, but you also really miss and wonder what's next for your career. And the reality is that there is a price to pay for motherhood, right? And I'm not going to get into the deep debate about that because motherhood obviously comes with huge rewards, but there is something called the motherhood penalty, right? There's something called the $1 million wage gap that affects women. Is the compounding effect over your lifetime of lost earnings. You start out in university, just out of university, where women make around $5,000 to $6,000 less than men, across all fields. Doesn't matter if you're an engineer or in finance or anywhere else. A CBC report a couple of months ago showed that all across the field. So you start off with that already, straight out of university, right? Then as women, we don't negotiate. We don't ask for more money. We're taught as little girls not to take risks. We're taught as little girls not to take risks, to budget and save, right? Men are taught to invest and take risk right from the get-go. So already from a young age, we're not taught to take those aggressive steps in our career, right? Then we take career breaks during maternity leave and to care for the elderly often. And again, we are extremely privileged in Canada to take those long mat leaves, but it also comes at a financial cost. That's just inevitable. That's just inevitable. So keep that in mind. And what I'm here to tell you is that you can use mat leave as a constructive time to learn, to grow, to make yourself more appealing to your employer. Unfortunately, the maternal wall bias leads to the fact that we are viewed as less promotable, less hireable. As women, we're offered less money, right? So you can do something about it. You can be empowered during your mat leave to become aware of these things. I'm not telling you to stress about them, but I'm telling you that we're here for you, with you, to serve you and to help you and to guide you on that reflection journey. So I talked about the $1 million wage gap, right? I talked about the maternal wall bias. Now, if there are questions or comments, send them my way. I'm going to do my best to answer them while I'm on the call here. If not, I'll follow up with you later. And if you want more resources, as I said, direct message me and I'll see what I can send your way. So I'll tell you a little bit about our history. I gave you a couple of resources and I'll tell you about Pros and Babes for those of you who are joining us for the first time. I started Pros and Babes when I was on my first mat leave 2.5 years ago as a hobby, as a way to build community and as a way to bring women together to talk about their careers, because I heard that a lot of you missed intellectual conversations when you were on mat leave, right? So I did that for the whole year of my first mat leave. It grew organically. Women liked the group, so I just did more and more, and I took on people to help me on part-time. CTV reached out to us, CBC reached out to us. We were doing something pretty novel, and then I had to go back to work. So I continued doing Pros and Babes on the side while having my baby, and then getting pregnant again and wanting to continue Pros and Babes for my second pregnancy. So again, lots of people jumped on to help out, some ambassadors. I continued when I had my second baby. I didn't really stop with Pros and Babes. It was kind of just giving birth and jumping into this and continuing to serve. Then we had some wonderful, amazing ambassadors jump on. You might have seen them on social media. We did a crowdfunding campaign early on in the year, right before the pandemic hit. And so these ambassadors, they served their hearts out too, to let you know that you're not alone as working parents. They really believed in the mission and they jumped on to help us out. And now, thanks to a successful crowdfunding campaign, we are here. We're growing a team. There's 6 new people who joined us this summer. Wonderful people from all over Canada who are here to serve you, to listen to you, right? So if you're listening to us, send me a message, post on our Facebook group. What are your burning questions? What are you concerned about right now with the pandemic, with being on mat leave, with being pregnant? What are your concerns about your career and motherhood? Our team will research those things and we'll prepare resources for you. So use this Facebook group, check in with us on Instagram, use our business page, connect with us on LinkedIn, and tell us what it is that you are worrying about, right? So really, we don't want to see you going back to work not being mentally and emotionally prepared. I've had moms tell me, Kinia, I went back to work and I wasn't emotionally and mentally prepared at all. I don't want you to widen your wage gap with every child that you have. It's on average 12% per child, right? I'm not saying all of you are going to be hit. If you're competent and if you're devoted, not demoted, but if you're devoted, then you might not be hit by the motherhood penalty, right? But it is a possibility that the wage gap will widen with every child. And if you've worked so hard for your career, I don't want you to experience that, okay? I don't want you being overlooked for promotions. I don't want you to be less employable. I don't want you to have unrealistic expectations from your employers, because as much as I teach moms to have a back to work plan, Unfortunately, our working world is not set up for working parents right now, at least not all across the board. And so as much as you can come in prepared, your employer might not be in a position to support you. And it might be tough when you go back to work because not everybody is super understanding of parents. Some of you are super, super, super lucky to have amazing employers, but some of you don't. So I don't want you to go back to work with unrealistic expectations, right? I want you to prepare, and I don't want you to experience burnout and being unhappy and having no clear path forward. I don't want you to have all those unanswered questions and be all by yourself and wonder, what am I going to do next, right? For the last 2.5 years, my team and I, and the dozens of moms, I think over 200 who have been with Pros and Babes, we've seen a lot of you going through this transition. So we know what it is. So we can compress that information and give it to you so you don't have to experience that transition alone. What I want you to see, what I want to see in your lives, right, is we want to see increased confidence. We want you to take concrete steps to tackle the motherhood penalty. We want you to have a more realistic mindset, strategies for pathways to success. We want you to have a healthier mindset on being a working mom, a better position in terms of money. In terms of your relationship, you need to work with your partner, with your spouse to take on the world together, right? We want you to have the right priorities, and we want to give you support systems on how to be the parent that you want to be. So we obviously have programs that you can register for, but we'll tell you about that at a later time. Right now, we are opening our hearts to you. Over the next weeks, you'll see what we're all about. We're going to be putting out tons of content. We'll be jumping on this live show weekly. Next week we're going to be talking about money. I love the topic of money and making people comfortable about it. We want to hear from you. Moms on mat leave, pregnant moms, working moms who care about their careers, we want to hear from you. We want you to take advantage of this group and ask us questions. Ask us questions, tell us what's on your mind. And on top of that, when you're participating, we'll be giving away fun freebies to encourage you on your journeys. We're going to be giving away books and gift cards and amazing opportunities for you to grow. We're going to be posting polls and questions, and we're going to have our weekly live show. So what you can expect from us, what you'll be hearing about, your core values, life planning, goal setting, family vision, career vision, looking into your faith or spiritual practice if you have one. We'll be talking about your 5-year plan. We'll be talking about playing big in this world and healthy decision-making principles, right? Because we face so much information overload as sleep-deprived parents. So we want to help you navigate those resources. We'll talk about mindfulness and addressing birth trauma and perinatal mood disorders, emotional labor, domestic labor, the mental load, romance and intimacy, the love languages, career planning together, daily check-ins to reduce stress with your partner, right? Wills, estate planning, investing, RESPs, all of that, all the aspects, everything that makes you a working parent, everything that's going on in your life right now, we want to help you address all of it from A to Z. We want you to be able to use your mat leave as a time for transformation, a time for structure, a time where you can go back to work and feel super empowered and feel like you've got this, like you're rocking this working mom or working dad life, right? So I think that will be pretty much it for today. I don't know if there are any questions. I'm looking across the board if there are any questions, but our first official show next week will be about money. Money. So I'll be back with you at 9:45 MST or 11:45 EST. Thank you. I'm kind of traveling in different time zones, and we'll be talking about money. We'll be providing you with resources, community, and connection, and I want to hear from you. Write in the group, direct message me asking me for additional resources because I would like to know what's on your mind. And please share this video with other moms who need support, other dads. We have a dad in our program right now who's joining in on the conversation and finding it super beneficial. He's taking parental leave while his wife is building a business. So it's not just for moms, it's also for dads. If you're pregnant, if you're on mat leave, if you're a working mom and you care about your career, we're here for you. We're here for you for mindset, for skills, for your personal development, right? So thanks everybody. Our weekly live show will be on Friday. Never hesitate to join us. Reach out to our team. We have all of them on Facebook. They're sending welcome messages. So reach out to us. We can answer any questions you may have about our programs, about what we're going to do for you here. And we're here to serve you, working parents. All right? Take care all. Bye-bye.